Right, hello and welcome to my channel today. It is really cold in the UK today. It's frosty. I'm out in the shed. This is first thing in the morning. I've just come out to them, and just bear in mind I haven't cleaned them out today. They haven't had any fresh water yet or food, and that's why they're probably being noisy. But I thought I'd come out and give them some veggies and let you see kind of what I do and what they look like first thing in the morning as well, really. Quite noisy, they're very hungry. They've all done really well. It's really nice and warm in this shed as well, actually, compared to being outside. So yeah, it's lovely and warm. So let me introduce you. You might also get a, I'll shut this door to keep the warm in. I'll introduce you to my herd as well. So on the floor I've got the girls. I've got 11 sows and a neutered boar on the floor, and then above them I've got Leo, a single male, and next to him is Crinkle, a single male, who's his dad. Above them I have George, my oldest guinea pig, and a new addition that he's been in with, who is 4 months old now, Dumbo. Above them is Bilbo and Spike. Bilbo is about 6.5. Spike is about 5 this. I think it's going to be 5 this year. They are a newer bonding from last year. Bear in mind, Spike has lived with George. Bilbo's lived with George before. I think everybody's lived with George because George is just great with guinea pigs, but unfortunately the others don't bond that particularly well. Next to them is Monty. Normally I wouldn't put a single boar next to a pairing, but these two are so elderly, or Bilbo is anyway. They don't care. They've bonded really well. They're not going to fight. That's them. They're fine. Samson and Dobby are a newer bonding. They are uncle and nephew. Leo is the father of the two young boars, and the 3 females as well. The 3 female babies that you'll see around. Right, I'm going to give them some veggies. Here I've got bell pepper, broccoli, pok choi, I think it's called, coriander, some carrots, some celery. So yeah, I'm going to attempt to try and feed those and film at the same time, which will be fun. As you can hear, they're all wanting their food. I tend to try and give them, I've chopped up so they at least get 2 pieces of each. Sometimes I will put them in separate bowls, but I like to kind of give it to them to hand feed them and see kind of what they're getting, and obviously whether they're eating. It's also a good indicator. My herd, I like to spread the food out to make sure, as you can see, look, that's the granddad of her actually, so she's just gone to see her granddad, which is lovely. So what I do is tend to scatter feed them. I have chopped them up into, so I know how many pieces I can give each one. Some people measure it out. I don't. I tend to know what my guinea pigs eat. I don't give them veggies every day, which is controversial. Some people do. But as long as they're getting their hay, which they have a lot of, I go through a lot of hay with these guys, as they should be eating constantly. They need to get their guts moving all the time, so they just graze constantly. So they're just eating. Obviously you've got to be careful of bloat with certain vegetables, like the cabbages, broccolis, sometimes give them bloat. So you've got to kind of be careful with that. But there are a lot of, if you're unsure, there's a lot of different sites you can look on. There is a lot of conflicting information. But it's just having a look around. There's a lot of good guinea pig sites out there that will, there's foraging ones that will, you can go out and forage for food for them, which is quite good, because then you know that they're getting different forage, like natural forage, as long as it's not been sprayed with pesticide, then it should be fine. Trying to concentrate on what I'm giving them here as well as speaking. If I don't speak for a little while, it's because I'm looking at what I'm feeding the others. I will give them some pellet as well in a minute, but I just want to make sure they're eating all their vegetables. Sorry if the camera's going all over the place. Right, I did just pause the camera just so I could feed the other single ones a little bit better. One-handedly it's difficult. I've got some feeding troughs, as you can see, for my herd, so when I do feed them pellets, it's spread out. There's 2 in here, so, and they're a bit away from each other so they can actually feed without fighting. That's the problem with the herd. You need to make sure they're all eating, so you need to spread the food out, which they are. Considering how cold it was last night, they are actually looking really good. I've seen them all come out and eat, so it's really, really good. My 2 old boys here as well, eating away. Oh, it's gone a bit blurry. Now, a lot of people with boars, you should really have 2 of everything. I haven't actually got 2 water bottles up there yet. He's still fairly young, this boar, so I don't think he's much of a threat just yet. Give him like another couple of months and he probably will start to get into his teenage years, start to try, and they'll either bond with each other, or, you know, I'll have to split them up, and that's fine if that happens. I've got other boars I can try him with, or they can live happily next to each other, as these guys do at the moment. Again, maybe if he doesn't get on, I'll put him in with his dad if they don't get on. These are the 2 that I'm not sure their bond will seal, but you never know. George, obviously, he gets on with anybody. He gets on with even the most aggressive boars. He's got on with. He's a really nice natured guinea pig, and the one that he's in with is really nice natured as well. It's all about personalities with boars. If you can get ones with an equal personality, get one that's slightly dominant, the other's submissive, then you're okay. If you get, it's a clash of dominance. As you can see, there's noises being made, so that youngster was making a bit of a squeaking noise like, oh, it's my food, but he backed down, he went away. He's never challenged George, even though George actually, I think, is blind now. He's getting on a bit. He could challenge him, but I don't think he will. His personality is just such a nice little ball, which you can normally tell kind of what they're going to be like. And like I said, I think this one, Dobby, is going to probably try and challenge Samson. I don't think Samson's going to put up with it, though. He's quite a big ball, but we'll see. Time will tell. I've got enough space, I can split them up, it's not a problem. And like I said, they're happy living next to each other. And the females are on the floor, because if the females are above the males, then chances are, if you had a group of, or 2 males down here, then chances are they would smell the females and start fighting. They can, of course, still smell the females, but it's never been a problem with them being on top of the females. And they do have access to outside. My herd in the summer, all of them actually, they've all got runs. It's just the males, I have to physically put them out. The females have got runs that I open the hatches and they go out into their runs. So it's quite good that they have their own areas, and the boars don't have the same areas as a female, so they don't tend to get upset by that. It's when you start putting them in, you know, they can smell them, that's the problem. And they start to fight, especially the younger ones, younger boars. As you can see, these are two of the little baby females. They're about 4 months old now too. And their mum is Jasmine, and she's a Himalayan, and this one has obviously got the markings of a Himalayan. And that's their fluffy dad. That's like a little blonde wig. He's lovely. And that's their uncle, and that's their brother. They're all very different youngsters that have come out of it, really. He's like got a bit of a punk rock hairstyle going on. He might go a lot longer haired, I don't know. And then obviously we've got the other male that is a Himalayan as well, that's got the markings, beautifully pointed up. As you can see, I've got a lot of different kinds of beds out here. I've got a fluffy bed for them to go in if they want to, and then I've got the other ones with the females. I put those in, and I've also put one in with George because I know that he's not going to attack this little fella, because they've bonded really well. But I've got a lot of these ones, which is something else you should have if you've got boars together, is a hidey that they can get out of and run away from, or jump on top of if they're being attacked or anything, so they can kind of get out of the way. It's all about getting out of the way really for them. So yeah, these boars have got one they can jump on and get out of the way of, and I've noticed the little one's been getting out of the way if you know, if he gets a bit spooked by anything. So yeah, and they've got one as well, so he can do the same. Not that he needs to with George, but there we go. Right, so I just wanted to really introduce them again, really, and go through a few little bits and pieces. But yeah, I can't do this one-handed, so I'm going to put this down. I'm going to do all their waters, put their pellets in, and spend a bit of time just checking them over to make sure they're okay overnight. And especially my older ones, which this one here, Bilbo, I got him when I think the owner had him for 18 months, and I've had him for like about 5 years now, so he's looking into I would say about 6.5 years old now. I had him with Kirby, who unfortunately Kirby died last year. I really don't know how old Kirby was either, so there was uncertainty. As you can see, Spike's rumbling to Monty next door, doing his normal male rumbling thing, saying, "I'm the boss, this is my space." And Monty really doesn't care. He's like, "Oh yeah." And Bilbo's just eating the rest of the food. He's trying to chew his way out to get to Monty. Keeps him occupied anyway. Right, yeah, I'm going to bored you enough. So yeah, I'm going to sort them out, give them absolutely loads more hay so they're nice and warm, even though, like I said, I could take my coat off in here, it's actually quite warm. So yeah, I'm going to do that, check them all over, and I will see you again next time. Hope some of the things, like showing you the veggies, kind of helps, but it's always worth looking at what you can give them. A lot of things do give them bloat, a lot of things that give them too much sugar. You can give them spinach as well. What I've given them there is, well, I think I listed them anyway, what I've given them. Bell peppers are always great. Romaine lettuce is always great. The iceberg lettuce, you can give them, but it doesn't give them any nutritional value anyway, so it's not worth giving them to, because it's like just nothing to them really. So it's better to give them other vegetables that are better for them. I'm fortunate because I've got bamboo in my garden that I do clip in the summer, well, sometimes in the winter as well. I've not got much left at the moment because I keep clipping it for them, but they do eat that as well. And I give veggies every other day, and if I don't, I try and pick some grass, and dandelions obviously they love, so stuff like that you can introduce them to, and it's good nutritional value to them as well. They're just listening to me talking at the moment. So yeah, I kind of hope that helps. And as you can see how cold it is. Right, I'll see you again another time. Subscribe, like. Any questions you've got, please comment underneath and I will try and answer them as best I can. Obviously other people have different ways of doing things, and obviously the more information you get, the better, from different people, and you then find your own way and decide kind of what you want to do with your particular herd and how it works for you. But yeah, this is my herd and this kind of works for me, and over a long time it's kind of worked. So but anyway, thank you for watching and see you again soon. Bye.